at the beginning, like how when basketball was put into the Olympics, who's better, why this affected the world, and how future teams will be affected. Go back to that first one. And then, although there are many arguments to both sides of this, the outcome, in my opinion, points to the original Dream Team. Yeah. And then I chose this topic because I played basketball for 8 years now, and I've always had an interest in basketball. So I decided to research it, and I think this is a really legendary argument. So the Dream Team was an Olympic basketball team that had 13 Hall of Famers on it, and this team won the gold medal in 1992 in Barcelona. And the 2012 team was a basketball team. It's filled with all-stars of this era, and I'll show you the rosters in a few minutes. In the 1936, the Summer Olympics was when the first appearance of this sport, basketball, was officially a medal event. And the first gold medal game was won by the USA 19-8 as they beat Canada. And I mean, basketball's come a long way. The Dream Team won 117-85 in their game, and the 2012 team won 107-100. And professional basketball players couldn't play until the 1992 Olympics, which was when the Dream Team actually came into play. The rosters, the Dream Team didn't really have a starting lineup. All of them started at least one game, but except for Christian Laettner, he was a rookie at the time, or coming into the league. But the 2012 team did have a starting roster, which was Chris Paul, Tyson Chandler, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, and Kobe Bryant, which, if you watch basketball, those are really big names. The argument all started when Kobe Bryant, this is him right here, which is a very respectable player, said, the fact is they have Patrick Ewing and David Robinson, which were the big guys for that team. And those big guys, it's tough. If you're asking me, can we beat them in one game? Hell yeah, we can beat them in one game. You didn't ask me if we could beat them in 7-game series. In one game, we can beat them, no question about it. And the media hyped this up a lot because on like all the front pages, they were saying Kobe Bryant thought he could beat the Dream Team, and the Dream Team got really mad about it. But he was really just saying they could beat them in one game, and I think they could, but the Dream Team is also way better than them. One more. And then I have a quote. I asked Matt Taskovich, which he's a student here, I asked him, why do you think the media hypes up the 2012 USA, saying they're better than the Dream Team? And he said, I think that the media likes to hype up a lot of things, but this one is different because the USA team did have a lot of talent, and they are still very good players. And again, that was by Matthew Taskovich. And the media was really wrong about this because they actually said that Kobe said he could beat them in a 7-game series, which he didn't say that. He just said that he could beat them in one game. And these are the statistics. They both won 8 games, both won their gold medals, but the Dream Team had an average margin of victory by 43.8, and the 2012 team only had an average margin of victory by 32 points. The field goal percentage was also way better, and the closest opponent that came to beating the Dream Team was within 32 points, and for the 2012 team it was 7 points, so that's a really big margin. And then the 2 best players, they say, on the teams were Michael Jordan, was on the Dream Team. He scored 14.9 points a game, and he was the 2nd leading scorer. And LeBron James scored 13.3, and he was the 3rd leading scorer. And I think in the future, there's going to be people that get better and better, and they're going to base them off the 2012 team, and they're going to compare them a lot. But in this case, the Dream Team is way better than them. And now I have a video for you guys. This video's in their practice, how the Dream Team didn't like each other at first, and they started off by playing each other.
In 1992, The greatest array of basketball talent ever assembled on one team took the court to represent the United States at the Olympics in Barcelona, Spain. The Dream Team won gold with class and ease. Yet their greatest game went unseen because it was played in an empty gym. Jack McCallum reveals the greatest game that no one ever saw.
The Dream Team was a phenomenon, to use the cliche, of kind of a perfect storm. I always say that's the hardest thing to do in sports, to be better than your hype. This was the most hyped team of all time. When they finally got together, they delivered in a way that we didn't think was possible. Over the years, there's one basketball nugget that everybody talks about, and I call it the greatest game nobody ever saw. It took place during the Dream Team practice in Monte Carlo. Chuck Daly, the coach, said, we're going to get together, really knock each other's heads out a little bit. And to make sure that he was able to accomplish that, he put Michael Jordan on one team, and he put Magic Johnson on the other team. He kicked everybody out of the gym, and it was filmed by Chuck's personal video guy. In November of 1991, Magic announced to the world that he had the HIV virus. He was retiring from the game. Now here it is in late June. Magic Johnson was not only back, he was the captain of the Dream Team. Michael Jordan at this time was probably the most famous athlete on the planet. Everyone knew that Michael was the guy, but Magic just would not pay heed to that. Well, the game starts out, and Magic's team gets way ahead, and Magic, as is his wont, starts joying a little bit. Well, there was a moment early in the scrimmage when Michael Jordan came down the court, and he made a jump shot, and it was lucky, and one that Jordan simply didn't intend. Magic got the ball. He stopped at the three-point line. He took a shot, and he said, right back at you. And I think it was at that moment when something went through Magic Johnson's head that said, I can fool this guy one-on-one. I mean, it's funny, because he was the most unselfish player, to ever play the game. I mean, here's a guy that only wanted to win, that didn't need to shoot. But it was very hard for Magic to kind of surrender the ground to somebody else. And as it progressed, the taunts became a little more personal. Michael's theme was, hey man, it's the 90s. It's not the 80s anymore. It's over for you. This is kind of my game now. Michael's team caught up. And finally, Jordan's team holds on to win. And when it was all over, you could really see that something was hovering in the air. Magic's over there shooting alone, and he's jawing at Michael, and Michael is jawing back. Finally, Michael starts singing the Gatorade song, Be Like Mike, rubbing it in a little bit, as is Jordan's wont. To this day, Michael Jordan calls it the most fun he ever had on a basketball court. I'm not saying this was the last generation of NBA players who enjoyed the game, who played for the fun of it, but this game was for the fun of it. This game was for the pride. This game was for the respect. But here you had 10 of the best players in the world who were basically knocking themselves out in this nondescript gym on a nondescript morning in an otherwise nondescript practice. And that's what resonated with me.
I think this shows that the Dream Team was better because they actually had to overcome their egos, and everybody on the 2012 team works out together. They hang out in the summer together. If you watch basketball, they're always together. But these teams, they were really against each other, and they came together as one team and overcame their egos to win the games. And now I have a crossword for you guys.
Do you want me to videotape this or not? Alright, I'll show a picture of it. What up, Miss Burkle? And the ugliest kid in the class.